Sri Matre Namaha. Hi, hello, namaste, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We are tuned into our Telugu NRI Radio with a very special guest, Sri Chaitanyananda Naatha Saraswathi Garu, and are blessed with this golden opportunity to learn more about Sri Rajarajeswari Peetam, a learning temple in New York, with Ayyagaru. In today's show, let us step towards the path of Sanatana Dharma with scientific reasonings about why and what we do in regular pujas and in many pujas. Also, we would know their teachings on temples for new generation, like why do we go to temple, why do we pray God, scientific reasons behind mantras, rituals, Sri Chakra Puja, Sri Vidya Upasana, with Sri Rajarajeswari Temple Peethadipati, Srilasri Chaitanyananda Nanda Saraswati Garu. All you need to do is download Telugu NRI Radio app or log into Telugu NRI Radio Facebook page or call these numbers to talk to Guru Garu and to know more details about today's show. So if for callers calling from India, it's 970-522-2005 and from America, it's 919-701-2005 and from UK, it's 115-888-2005 and through Skype, it's Telugu NRI Radio. And today's program would be about question and answers about Shodashopachara Puja and Pancha Puja. Today we are going to learn many things about why and what we do during these pujas with Ayyar. And I would welcome Puja Guruji with Namaskarams, and I'll welcome him to Telugu NRI Radio. Namaste Guruji. Namaskaram. And our humble pranamams to you. Thank you for coming back again to Telugu NRI Radio and doing the show every month with us regarding the question and answers. For today's topic is Shodopachara Puja and Panchopachara Puja. Can you just brief about these two pujas and then we'll go to the question and answer session?
Okay. Panchopachara Puja is usually for beginners.
Mm-hmm.
When they are prepared to undertake to follow a regular disciplined worship.
Mm-hmm.
The beginning point is Pancha Upachara Puja. 5 services: Pushpam, Dhupam, Deepam, Naivedyam, Neerajanam. This Panchopachara Puja is a very short form, and once you are established in your routine, these things begin to work if you maintain a schedule that will set you completely free to follow what you're doing. If you're sitting, for instance, after everybody is awake in your house and moving around, if you sit there, you may be disturbed with maybe a telephone call or somebody coming to your house or somebody, a delivery man or something like that. So usually it is better that you wake up earlier than everybody else in the house. That is the first one. And there are various elaborate vidhis or methods for snanam, for bathing. You don't need to do all that, but at least the early morning you jump into the shower, you're fresh, and you come and offer and always follow the same sequence at the same time in the same place. Yama, Niyama. These two. So when you sit down, offering of a flower to God, anyone, you can follow one of many systems that are in practice. For instance, if you are following Shiva, you are worshipping Mahadeva, you could use what is known as Panchanga Rautri Karanam, 5 slokas that will, at the end of each of the slokas, you can offer the 5 upacharams. It goes like Satyojatam Prapatyami Satyojataya Vai Namo Namaha Bhave Bhave Nati Bhave Bhavaswamam Bhavotbhavaya Namaha Om Namah Shivaya Pushpam Samarpajami. Like that. Like that, in almost all the systems, there is also in the Shiva worship, there is also Panchakshara Stotram, beginning with each of the lines, each of the first word of the mantras. There will be 5 slokas, you can offer that. And for people who are familiar with other things, say, for instance, people who come from my part of the world in Sri Lanka, many of them do have not many of them, 99% of them do not know Sanskrit because Sanskrit is not taught in any of the schools. And for them, there is something called Saiva Siddhanta Vidhi, which means they sing selections from what is called Tevaram, Tiruvachakam, Tiruviseppa, Tirupalland, Tirupuranam. These things are in the native tongue. Like that, I'm sure in all the languages of India, you can select 5 sequences and then use those. Pushpam is you offer flowers. The flowers represent thought structures, which are supposed to be beautiful and pleasant. So you're supposed to have pleasant and humble thoughts towards God. The second one is Dupam. When you say Dupam, here it is careful research has resulted in something that makes a profound impression. That means anything you smell, and if that smell is imprinted in your mind, even after 20 years, when you are a grown-up person, when you smell that, your mind will go back to what experience you had the first time. So, Dupam, the incense sticks which have a pleasant smell, are lit and kept there. And besides, if you watch the incense stick burning, when you watch it, if the room is not disturbed, if the air in the room is not disturbed, the smoke will rise up in a straight line, exactly like your mind. If it is not assailed by ordinary thoughts of day-to-day life, it will flow in one direction. That is where you want to be. The third one is Deepam. Deepam, God is so compassionate, He does not want you to be a fully realized Rishi when you worship Him. Whatever realization that has happened to come your way up to that point in time, you offer to Him. That is a Deepam. Then Naivedyam. Simplest way I tell my students is to buy a small container or a box of raisins and offer 2 raisins to him in the morning when you do the puja. And Neerajanam. Neerajanam is showing of camphor. The camphor that you find these days is crystalline and it is pressed into little tablets. But it also contains naphthalene. So when you light it, it will set off and give black gobs of smoke. And if you are too close to it, you are going to breathe that in. That is not very healthy. The pure camphor is crystalline and it's almost powdery. If you light that, it will burn without any residue, which is the reason why you light camphor anyway. That means that you merge with the Lord. So this is Pancha Upachara Puja. Every day you can do this as a practice until your mind settles down and you're established in a routine. The human mind is a creature of habit. If you train it, it will follow the same sequence every day. At that time, you will invariably want to come and sit down in the shrine room and do the puja. So this is Pancha Upachara Puja.
Mm. How does this help a person to connect to Devi?
It depends entirely on how much your mind is settled. In the first few days, it won't settle down. It will run to this place and that place. If you sit and make it a disciplined habit, maybe in about 2 to 3 weeks, you will find a complete difference that you are able to focus on your worship. And most of these mantras, the Satyojada mantras that I chant, the mantra that I chanted in the beginning, and any other like Purusha Suktam or Narayana Suktam or Rudram or Shodasangara Udri Karanam or Durga Suktam, any one of them, Sri Suktam, any one of them, what actually operates is the sound. If you focus on the sound rather than the words, your mind will become close and it will become slowly in tune with the Jiva Jyoti that is inside you. That is the way you make the connection. The connection cannot be made by ringing bells and blowing conches and showing various elaborate lamps and all that. The connection is made when you blend with the sound of the mantra that is inside of you, and then you blend and become one with the Jyoti that is inside of you. That is how you connect.
Mm. During these pujas, we usually use gandham, turmeric, kumkum, akshitas, and all. Is there any particular scientific reason to use these things for puja?
Yes, akshatas are in place of flowers. Say, in the height of winter, in a place where I am living, when everything outside is white
Mm.
and everything inside is black. Everything outside is white means you can't get flowers.
Mm.
And even if you can buy them, it'll be completely beyond your reach, outside your reach, be very expensive. So what you do is, instead of the flowers, you use rice infused with turmeric and a few drops of ghee. That becomes akshatas. And akshatas are a symbol of Mahalakshmi. And if you use the akshatas for puja, once a week you collect them. And once that akshata that has been used has been collected, let us say you have a handful, you mix it with the rice that you're cooking in the family, along with the turmeric and the mantric sounds, the sounds of the mantra that it has absorbed, it will go into the people who are eating it.
Mm.
So this is one of the reasons. And turmeric, in the akshatas, contains a chemical known as curcumin.
Mm-hmm.
It is the oldest antiseptic antioxidant known to man. In any Indian household, do you go and see from Nepal to Kanyakumari, turmeric is used in everybody's cooking.
Mm.
It will not absorb through the system. It will not be absorbed by just ingesting the curcumin or turmeric. If you add a drop of oil, the body will greedily absorb it. So in our cooking, invariably there is use of oil, isn't it? And it will take it in.
Mm.
And the gandham, the kumkumam, and the chandan that you use, the chandan is always used as a bindi between your eyebrows, which is a very sensitive spot in the body. And it cools that place. And as the chandan dries, it starts to become, for every movement of your of your facial muscles, it will start to crumble. And when it is crumbling, you will have you will have the feeling like an ant is walking over that place. And without your knowledge, your mind will be focused on that point. It is called, it's called the pu- pundi. And mantras and other things, you're supposed to focus on that place, that point. And the same thing with kumkum. Now, I told you the human mind is a creature of habit. If you notice married ladies wearing kumkum in two places, one is between the eyebrows and where the hair is parting. It is
Yeah,
said
hi.
that where the hair is parting.
Okay.
If you have kumkum, Varalakshmi comes and sits there. So the very appearance of a lady with that kind of kumkum and the kumkum on the parting of the hair will remind the person who is starting to do puja of Mahalakshmi. It's considered to be very auspicious. And once you get used to it, if you see the same lady without that, you will feel odd, like something is missing. Okay? So kumkum is also used for the same purpose.
Aya, we have two callers waiting for talking to you. Can I take the calls?
Absolutely.
Okay. Hi, welcome to Telugu NRI Radio. May I know who is on the line?
Yeah, hi, this is Kaushi here.
Hello, we do have Aya in the show. Please, you can talk to him.
Yeah, namaskaram, Ayya.
Namaskaram.
One question, Ayya, in some of the temples, we generally see people saying that the ladies should tie their hair during puja. Is there a reason for that, Ayya?
There is a reason. Let me paint a scenario. You have come after a fairly tiring day and you are seated and the food is being served to you and excuse me, let's say hot rice is there and then sambar is being served to you and you're about to eat, you mix the thing and take your hand to feed your mouth. You see a hair, a long hair in the sambar. Will you feel like eating after that? Now,
No.
the same way, especially in the Rajarajeshwari Peetam here, every sannidhi, every shrine is accessible to the devotees who come without caste, creed, or anything like that. They walk there. And each of the sannidhis will have a tray of fruit or something like that that has been used for the puja. Now, because they have access, when they bend down and try to touch the statue's feet, the murti's feet, what happens if their hair is loose and it falls on the Naivedyam? This is the reason we ask them not to leave the hair loose. And let me give you an example. About 2 years ago in Toronto, quite a big temple, fairly big temple, the Dwajarohanam festival was going on. That means the raising of the flag. And to raise the flag, the priest had to be at an elevated place. So he was up above the crowd. And there was a lady with long hair, completely loose, and she was standing next to a 5-foot lamp. And her hair caught fire. And before they could douse it, a quarter of her hair was gone. So this is another reason. And the third reason is cultural. In our culture, the lady will let her hair loose completely only on the day she becomes inauspicious. That means when her husband dies, she will leave her hair loose. So when you go to see the Lord of the universe, do you want to look inauspicious or auspicious? That's the reason. So generally it has been imposed like this because you don't want to drop your hair all over the place. If you come to the Rajarajeshwari Peetam and wait for a Friday or Saturday puja, and after the puja is over, just walk into the temple looking down at the floor tiles. The tiles are white and you will see so many hairs down there. So this is the reason why the hair is to be tied, whether it's a man or a woman.
Thank you, Ayya.
Because some men these days have shoulder length hair or even lower than that.
Thanks, Ayya.
Okay.
Thank you, Kaushik Garu, for calling. And I do have another caller waiting. Hi, welcome to Telugu NRI Radio. May I know who is on the line? Hello? Hello? Welcome to Telugu NRI Radio. I think the call, I think they're not talking. I think they're in mute. I also have a question here.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. Hi, welcome to Telugu NRI Radio. I think the call got dropped. So I have a question here. Like when we perform different pujas, we do use different kinds of metals like copper or anything else.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hi. Welcome to Telugu NRI Radio. Hello. Hello. I don't know. The calls are being dropped, so I'm not able to talk to the callers. And I have a question here. Like we do use lot of different metals while doing puja. Is there any particular significance for using those metals?
Yes. The significance of using the metals either for puja or for the reason of offering naivedyam to the Lord. They are the choice metals. Of course, gold, silver, platinum, and copper. These described as antibacterial. So, bacteria, when they land on these metals, they perish. Of course, the choice is gold will be the most sought after metal and the most auspicious one because of its rarity. Silver, gold, silver, and copper. It's called tamram. Copper can be used. Copper is accessible to everybody. It is not as expensive as silver or gold. And the fourth one is brass. You can use brass, which is a mixture of copper and zinc. And you can use that. That is also antibacterial. And if all of these things are beyond your reach, even brass panchapatram today in India is well over 150, 200 rupees. You can use an earthenware vessel made of earth. That's described in the Shastras as Swarnapatram. It's equivalent to a gold patram. It has all the minerals and everything, and it is within reach of almost everybody. So you can use these things. The metals that are used, let us say, either it is gold or silver or copper or brass. When the water is there in the vessels, a peculiar effect called oligodynamic effect takes place. The metal ions that are there in the vessel, they will migrate into the water. And that water is now said to be magnetized. And if you ingest that water, even very tiny concentrations of the ions of metal, say gold iron or silver iron or cupric iron, copper iron, it will kill all the germs that are there inside. The harmful germs will be eliminated. and it is antibacterial. Therefore, it is healthy to use those and healthy to take the water in. This is why metals are used. What metal should not be used is steel. These days, whenever I visit a temple, because it is cost effective, all the vessels, including Panchapatram, the camphor, the lamp, everything is made of steel. Steel should not be used. It is used for aparakriyas. It should not be used in a temple.
And also in Samuhika Pujas these days, they are using the plastic cups or, the paper cups just to perform the puja and to do a group puja.
Yes. That is not acceptable, but there are exceptional circumstances. Say it's just a 1 hour puja for a temple. You cannot expect the temple to provide, say, 100 of them sponsor the puja and all 100 want to do the puja. You cannot expect a temple to provide 100 puja sets. It doesn't become cost effective for the temple.
What if they bring their own?
Right. They bring their own and some of them will bring steel. Now what do you do? That's the problem. And in some houses I have gone to do puja, you have to look for the lamp. Because what is there has not been cleaned for years together and it is green or black. So these problems are there.
Aya, we have a caller waiting to talk to you. I'll just connect the call. Sure. Hi, welcome to Telugu NRI Radio. May I know who is on the line?
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Hi, this is Sudha.
Hello. Hello, we have Aya on the line. Please, you can talk to him.
Yes. Namaskaram, Aya. This is Sudha here. Yeah. This question is, from my son, who is a 15-year-old Kamesh. Because we keep doing the rituals, these 3-hour-long pujas and all. So he asked us a question in the morning saying that, why can we chant one mantra, and get the same phalitam as doing a 3-hour-long puja? What is the difference?
The difference is this. If you can bring about complete one-pointed, sharp concentration when you chant the one single mantra, if you can bring the same concentration there, in the 3-hour-long puja, at least some stretches of the 3-hour-long puja, you will have a little bit of concentration to know what is going on or to focus on what is going on. If you just chant one mantra and leave, and you are thinking, did I do my homework right, or did I complete my paper that is due today, you would have not got anything. So you don't have to do a 3-hour-long puja. That is why I spoke about the Pancha Upachara Puja. That puja will take 5 minutes.
Yes.
See, with preparation, 5-minute preparation, 5 minutes to do the puja, and you're done. 10 minutes. In a 24-hour period, don't you have time of 10 minutes for the deity or for God who has given you a good set of parents, given you shelter, a bed, and all the toys and the goodies and the computer and the computer games that you have got, you have. So that 10 minutes is not wasted. It is like eating. It is a must.
So, along with the japam, even this will be like added thing for him.
Yes, he is doing japam?
Yes, sir, yeah.
Okay. How long does it take to do the japam?
He continues doing it. Morning he does the Sandhya Vandanam. He has his Upnayanam done, so he does his Sandhya Vandanam. Apart from that, he does his chanting of Matangi. So, that's like, it goes on back of his mind. So he's like, I don't keep a track of it, but yeah.
So he doesn't need to sit down and do puja. Okay. If he focuses on his japam, that is more than enough.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Thank you so much, Aya.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
Thank
Sudhagaru, for calling.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Andy. Bye.
Yeah, during the pujas, sometimes they say don't wear black while performing pujas or attending pujas. Is there any particular significance not to wear black during pujas?
First of all, black is an inauspicious color. In many cultures, not only our own culture, in many cultures, if you go to a funeral, that is the only color you will see. People are, that's the color of mourning. Besides, the black is said to be, the color black is said to absorb some of the UVs from the solar radiation from the sun. Some of the harmful rays are absorbed and preserved. And just like everything else, this color black also has become cultural. People associate the color with inauspiciousness and something that is of something that is non-desirable. So when you see somebody wearing black in a temple, it does something to you. And absorption of UVs. And many people, not many people, almost all of them are afraid of Saturn. One of the colors that Saturn is credited with is color black and Oxford blue, deep blue. So you want to invite Saturn to come with you?
No.
That's the connotation. So you don't wear inauspicious colors when you go to the temple.
Coming to Shodasa Upachara Pujas,
Yes.
the 16 steps. Can you, can you please explain those steps and then?
Yes. The first 5, the first one that we talked about, that's for beginners, like I told you. It is for beginners until you establish a routine and a discipline. Also, let us say you're driving from New York to New Jersey, and you have a couple of children in the back, and 1 hour into the journey, you will hear the children saying, "Amma, I'm hungry." So what you will do, if you are a vegetarian, you will seek to see whether there is any place where you will go to one of these fast food restaurants, buy, what do you call that?
French fries.
French fries. There you got it. Large, medium, small. You eat it, you're satisfied. The hunger is satisfied for the time being. Okay? Now, that is Upachara Puja. If you want to become a little more elaborate, you will go to Google and find out where there's an Indian restaurant. If it is open, you will go there. And there you can order either a North Indian thali or South Indian thali. And the thali will come with little katoris full of various curries. That is Shodasa Upachara Puja. You see, a little more time it'll take. It's not just buying French fries and, eating it and continuing on the journey. So now you see, Shodasa Upachara Puja elaborates. Shodasa means 16 services to God. And the 16 services, many people ask me, why 16? Why can't we have anything more? In Sri Vidya, of course, we have the explanation that the Devi's highest of mantras has 16 syllables. It's called Shodasi. So 16, for each of the syllables you do a puja. But for people who are not Sri Vidya Upasakas, the body has got what are called chakras along the spinal column. And beneath your feet, there is a lotus. That is called Kula Sahasraram. Then there is Mooladharam, Swadhishtanam, Manipurakam, Anahatam, Visuddhi, Ajna. These 6 belong to the body. From the Ajna, which is between the eyebrows, the width of one finger, at the width of one finger, if you go to the top of your head, there are 9 more chakras there. Those are not usually talked about. So 9 plus 6, 15. 15 plus the one that is beneath your feet is 16. So if you do Shodasa Upachara Puja as a regular feature, as a Nityotsavam in your house, and continue to become familiar with this puja over and over and over again every day, the purification of your human body from your feet all the way to the top of your head will happen. And slowly, the cell structure in your body will be altered. Your cells will be reprogrammed. And instead of becoming polluted with other materials that come in, your body will become purified. This is the reason why you do Shodasa Upachara Puja.
Are there any particular steps to do?
There are very many particular steps to do. First one is Avahanam. And again, let me talk about the different Vidhanams. Now,
Okay.
you can, if you're, let's say you're a devotee of Lord Venkateshwara, you can chant Purusha Suktam. And from the first 16 stanzas, you can do the Shodasa Upachara Puja for Mahavishnu. For Ammavaru, you can choose Sri Suktam. So the first Vidhanam for Lord Venkateshwara is called Purusha Sukta Vidhanam. That means the puja according to Purusha Suktam. For Ammavaru, if you do with the Sri Suktam, the first 16 stanzas, then it is called Sri Sukta Vidhanam. For Lord Shiva, if you do the puja, you can do it with Rudram, Rudra Sukta Vidhanam, 16 services. So the first one is Avahanam, invocation of the deity. Any job of your choice. Second step is when the deity has come to you, you visualize that the deity is in front of you, you offer the deity a seat. It's called Asanam. Third step, because the deity is God, you want to wash its feet. So that's called Patyam. And because the deity has come a long way, you give it water to drink, Argyam. Then you give it water to wash its mouth, Ajamanam. Then you give the deity a bath with perfumed water, purified water that has come from all the sacred rivers in the whole world. Kanaka, Kalasachyuta, Sakala Tirtha, Abhisheka Snanam. In a golden vessel, you go around the world collecting water from all the sacred rivers, and with that you are doing Abhishekam. Then, Punarajamaniyam. After the end of the bath, you give it water so that it can clean its mouth again. Then, Vastram, clothing. Abharanam, Yajnopavitam, the sacred thread and ornaments. Then, Divya Parimala Gandham, perfumes like Arakaja, Javvad. These things are offered. Sand, Chandanam. And these things are given. Then, Divya Parimala Gandham. After that, Pushpam. When you do the Pushpam, you can do what is called Anga Puja. That means touching various parts of your body with the flower and offering that to God. Or you can do Ashtotra Sadanamavali, or you can chant Vishnu Sahasranamam, Lalita Sahasranamam, as elaborate as you want it to be. Pushpam. Then Dupam, Deepam, Naivetyam, Tambulam, mouth freshener. Then Nirajanam, Pradiksha Namaskaram. This is showed as a Upachara Puja.
I think we have a caller online and I'm answering the call. Hi, welcome to Telugu NRI Radio. May I know who is on the line? Hello? I don't know, someone is trying to reach you from a long time and their call is not being connected. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah,
hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. We have Aya on the show.
Hello.
You can talk to him.
Namaskaram Aya, namaskaram everybody. My name is Madhu. I'm from New Jersey and I am one of the youth volunteers at the Rajarajeshwari Temple. So I just wanted to speak a little bit about my experience and, encourage anyone who hasn't been to the temple to definitely try to go because the temple has really, changed my life in a lot of ways. I started out as one of the summer camp kids, the Vibhuti Saivite immersion program that they have every summer. I started out there, learned the very basic things about puja and chanting, and over time the connections I made with people, the connections I was able to make with the deities inside the temple, it just kept me coming back for more. And so, the types of pujas that Ayya has been talking about, the Pancha Upachara Puja, Shodashupachara Puja, my family has been doing them for many years now because of his guidance and because of everything that we learned at the temple. So another thing that I really like about the temple is how accessible it is. A lot of times if you go to India or Sri Lanka, you will not see women doing puja. They are very particular about who is allowed to learn these things, but at the temple we are able to, anyone is able to learn and grow within the vidya, which I think is very important and unique. And last but not least, I think the temple has given me a community of other people like me who are growing up in the US and Canada in the West with the heritage that comes from South Asia. And it is very important, I think, especially for kids growing up here, to find others who are like them, to find a place that, where they belong and other people understand a very particular experience that is being, Indian American or Sri Lankan, Canadian, or whatever it is. So that is also very important. And last, I think if it weren't for the temple, I would probably be agnostic, or I would not be practicing any kind of religion right now. So it really is thanks to Ayya and to the Rajarajeshwari Peetam for everything that we have learned and everything that I have been able to gain by attending all the pujas and events and programs that have been at the temple. And I actually have a question. Namaskaram Ayya, I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
I was wondering, we talk about in our temple that it is important to ensure accessibility for women and for those traditionally who are not allowed to do puja, based on the caste system or whatever else it is. Why do you think it is important that we break those norms and that we allow people who were previously not allowed to do puja? Why is it important that we give them the chance?
Because we don't live in the Vedic times anymore. In the Vedic times, sometimes two villages are days or even months apart. That means communication and traveling was not available then. Today, with the little devices that we all carry in our pockets, we are in touch with any corner of the world with a flick of the wrist. So, that also, the information revolution has also opened the doors, because many of these litanies and suktams and parayanams are available now online for anyone to learn. Surely the Almighty must have had some indication why this thing is available now, which was not available 50 years ago. And it is my Guru's view and my view and the lineage's view that the Devi or God is for everyone, not for just a group of people for various reasons who wanted to keep it to themselves. It is for everyone. And if one is willing to sacrifice certain comforts that they are used to and become familiar with what is being chanted, it is going to benefit the whole of humanity. I think it is available, it should be made available to everyone, especially to the women, because they are the ones who nurture the future generations. Okay?
Yes, thank you, Ayya. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Madhugaru, for calling. The same question I wanted to ask. Like back in India, our grandparents and all, they say that only particular women or particular caste in the this religion are only allowed inside the temple to do pujas, inside the garbhagudi and the others have to wait and all. Is this still practicing in the temple on the on the Sri Vidya Peetam?
In the Sri Vidya Peetam, everybody is allowed inside on a Saturday or on a festival. Sometimes there are 2,000 people. If they come, the temple will provide milk for them to do abhishekam with their own hands.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is because it is a tantric temple.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we build the granite temple according to agamic principles, the garbhagudi is going to be reserved for people who are upasakas.
Mm-hmm.
That means only people who have received mantra diksha into Sri Vidya and are doing pujas in their house, or that there is no barrier for them.
Mm-hmm.
Man, woman, child, everybody is allowed inside. They will do the puja, but for the general public, they will not be able to enter the Garbhagraham because of the agamic principles on which the temple is going to be built. They will, however, have opportunity to offer abhishekam to the Mahameru in the temple. And
Okay.
2 Shivalingams that will be available for them to do abhishekam, those 2 will be always available to them.
And also one more question, like we say that women are not allowed to chant Rudram during the Rudram Puja and all. Is there any specific reason, or is it true that women cannot chant Rudram?
Not really. If the women are of childbearing age and they are planning to have children, it is advised to them not to chant. The Rudram has 2 divisions, Amma. First one is called Namakam, and the second one is called Chamakam. Now each passage is called an Anuvakam. So the Namakam has 11 Anuvakams and the Chamakam has 11 Anuvakams. The Chamakam is a little bit more aggressive in the chanting. So in the female structure, for the lady, the uterus is suspended by mesenteries from the body wall. And if they are of childbearing age, when they chant Sanchame, Mayaschame, Priyanchame, Nukamaschame, there is a certain amount of shock passing through the system. And it is said that 1 in 8 women will suffer things like prolapse, that is, the uterus descends. And in later years, it can become a very painful affair. And sometimes things like scar formation, which is called a condition known as endometriosis, will start to happen. And the child the lady will not be able to bear children. To the best of my knowledge, if they are of childbearing age, they should avoid chanting only the chamakam. Namakam, anybody can chant. That is my view and my guru's view.
Yeah. Thank you, Guru Garu. It's an honor to have you in the show, and you told us today about many different things. And thank you for agreeing to do the question answer session once a month. And
No problem.
yes,
It's my pleasure.
And the question here is like, since you are planning to extend the temple using the different materials and on, in the last session you told about the different metals and materials to be used based on Agama Shastram. When will the temple be starting or getting into the pillar stage or anything? I don't know anything about the temple. Whether it is started or whether it is yet to be started. Many of the viewers, last time the listeners asked me and I did not have the answer. I thought next time when you come, I will ask this question.
Okay, we have obtained all the necessary permits from the city. We have engaged the Stabati, who is constructing the temple, sculpting the temple in India. And we have engaged a local architect and a local engineer and a site manager and a site engineer to take care of the local area, the local construction. We hope to break ground this spring. Okay. Now, you asked me when will this happen? If your listeners who are listening to this broadcast, if they offer us donations and we collect $15 million, the temple will be up in 1 year. It depends on what we are able to collect. So at the moment, we have enough funds to construct the first temple of the complex, which is Ganesh temple. Ganapati's temple will be erected. The pillars and the various sculptures are at the moment, being completed in India. And I don't want to, just because it's a granite temple, I don't want it to be just a granite temple. It must be something like a piece of jewelry that has been very carefully, meticulously made. That means it should be able to impart knowledge to the people who are coming there. This Ganapati temple will have Shodasa Ganapatis. The 16 variations of Ganapati will be portrayed in that temple. So like that, every little sannidhi that is there is going to be a speciality.
Okay. So in the spring, it may start this spring, first the Ganapati temple, and based on the funds and based on the support we get from the community,
correct,
you will progress. Okay.
Yes.
So for the listeners who asked me last time, if there is any way you want to contribute, you can just visit Sri Vidya Peetam website, or also you can call to the number. I'll let you know the number right now. You can call at 585-533-1970. And also you can visit more details about Sri Vidya temple through the channel or Instagram or Facebook. And visit Sri Rajarajeswari Peetam in New Jersey, so that you will get more information about the temple. And you can, sorry?
In New York, Amma.
New York, okay. It's in New York. So you can just visit the temple and then talk to Ayya there, and also know more details about the temple if you are residing near to New Jersey or New York. And to other listeners, if you want to contribute, you can just visit Sri Vidya Peetam website, and then it is srividya.org, and you can donate the donations there and volunteer to the temple whenever you can. Thank you, Guru Garu. It's an honor to have you in our show.
Namaskar, Mama. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. We thank you very much for this opportunity. Namaskaram.
Thank you. Namaskaram.
This is Ashwini and I'm signing off the show. Vinu Vinipinchu Pravasandrula Gunde Cheppudu, Telugu NRI Radio.